What is up, Gemini? How are you guys doing? It is bonus time. Time for your June 2024 bonus reading. So basically, what I'm doing is looking for details, situations, or scenarios that didn't make it into the main monthly reading. Now, for those of you who would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading, check the description of this video. There's a link that'll take you straight to that page on my website where you can do that. And everything else you need to know is in the description of the video as well. Social media, Facebook, Instagram, other YouTube channels, all that good stuff. All right, let's jump into this. Starting these off with the next person coming in. I know I've been hitting real hard on the next person coming in for June, but let's see. Is there any other details or anything that I left out about the next person coming in? Boom. Okay, we got that Two of Cups there. That's kind of like, duh, we knew that. But the Two of Cups doesn't really necessarily indicate an emotional connection. It's just two people coming together. Okay. Okay, wow. I'm not really sensing a really heavy, strong connection between the two of you. With the King of Pentacles reversed, Nine of Pentacles here, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords reversed. This feels like really kind of awkward energy. I can't tell who the Hermit reversed is, but somebody here is just afraid of being alone. I don't know. With this Seven of Cups down here, I'm not convinced that you have your eyes completely set on this person. I'm thinking that you're kind of leaving the door open for other options to make their way in. You're keeping your options open. You're kind of wondering if this person's playing games. Y'all just aren't really connecting that well. Not really. Not really. I think there is potential for a really strong connection here, but there's something very off when you all very first connect. Something's very off here. Well, again, the first spread here is just a general overview. We'll see what this person's issue is. Let's see what their energy looks like. Are they just playing games with you, or what? What's going on with this person? What's their energy? What are their intentions? Kind of person are they in general? Let's see. So this person's very insecure. Okay. Could be an Aries for some of you. Yeah, okay, there it is. Very insecure and afraid of abandonment and afraid of rejection. They're ready to just jump into this head first, but they were abandoned in the past. Yeah, they were absolutely abandoned in the past, and they're still holding on to some bitterness and some anger from the past. So, I don't know. It kind of seems like this energy kind of tends to manifest on either one extreme end of the spectrum or the other. Insecurity, it's like you have two kinds of insecure people. The first kind is the kind that just kind of sticks their tail between their legs. They're boo-hoo, poor, pitiful me. I'm not good enough. Why is everything always happening to me? Me, like a little whiny ass, basically, you know? The other kind of insecure person is very overly cocky and arrogant and just acts like they're the coolest fucking thing since sliced bread, you know? Both energies are kind of equally annoying to be around, you know? But they both stem from the same place, and that's insecurity and abandonment issues, usually, you know. But man, this person, see, they fall in really, really, really in love with you. They got a lot of feelings for you, but they have a lot of unhealed heartbreak. So that's what's leading to the insecurities. And they were ghosted, abandoned in the past, possibly left for someone else. So I don't think they have bad intentions. They're just holding on to past anger and bitterness. So, well, let's see how this plays out for the first month. Are you going to stick around or are you going to hit the door? Let's see. How's it playing out for the first month? Oh, well, look what just jumped out there. 10 of Cups. It might take a turn for the best. Okay. To be honest with you, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all. It might take a very surprising turn for the best. 2 more shuffles, 2 more. Yeah, some of you dealing with somebody at the workplace coming in next. This is going to take a turn for the best. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this, but same 2 cards I just showed you. Isn't that funny how that happens? That's why I have so many different tarot decks. Because when the same cards start coming out, you know that's the message. So we're still dealing with these insecurity issues, but I'm thinking that I don't know if you're just looking past it. This is where it's not really being clear as to why you're making the decision to go ahead and give this person a chance. It's not really telling me. I don't know. Maybe if the 2 of you have a really hardcore heart-to-heart conversation, or maybe you just see them doing some things that really tells you that this person is a very good-hearted person. I don't know. It's not telling me. I don't know why you're making the decision to go ahead and jump into this head first, but it looks like it's going to take a turn for the best. And so far, look at that. Looks like it's going to turn out pretty damn successful. Okay. Well, let's get the advice then. Could be an Aries for some of you, by the way. I have 2 Aries cards here. Also have Cancer. Okay, what's the advice then? What is the advice? Just take it slow. Just take it slow. Plan your steps, step by step. Queen of Wands reversed. Oh, 7 of Wands. Okay. So, this is kind of weird. I tell you what. Be sure that when it comes to the little red flags, the little ones that we always like to ignore in the beginning, make it a point to at least acknowledge the existence of the little red flags in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the little red flags, not the big, monumental deal breaker red flags. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the little shit, little inconsistencies here and there. You say one thing, do another, say one thing one day, another thing another day, little shit like that in the beginning, especially if you don't know the person that well, you kind of want to just stuff it under the rug and think, well, maybe they didn't mean that, and they do it again. And you're like, well, I don't really know how to approach them. I don't really know what to say about it. So you stuff it under the rug. Like a mature adult, make sure that you're at least shining a light on it. Okay. So just let it be known. Yo, I could have swore the other day you said this. Now you're saying this. Did I hear that wrong? Maybe I heard that wrong. I don't know. Maybe that was my fault. Let it be known that you're paying attention. Because I got news for you. Ain't no such thing as a relationship with no red flags. No such thing. Every relationship is going to have some red flags here and there. It's just that we tend to only talk about the red flags after the relationship ends, after that tension builds and builds and builds until it blows. You know what I'm saying? So bring them up, shine light on them. Let's work through them like mature adults and deal with them in the beginning. And I'm not saying that that's the end all be all solution that's going to completely bypass all challenges and obstacles, but it will smooth the path in the beginning. And you will bypass a lot of unnecessary drama and bullshit. So, all right. Let's see. That was who's coming in next. Let's see. Now I'm doing the new person. The new person. So if you're not dealing with or inquiring about a new person who just recently showed up in your life, this is not for you. How's the energy looking between Gemini and the new person? How's it looking? How's it looking? How's it looking? How's it looking? Gemini and the new person who just recently showed up. Boom. Star card reverse. Could be an Aquarius for some of you. It kind of indicates to me not a very positive outlook. I don't know why somebody here doesn't have a very positive outlook on this. I'm not sure why. Some of you dealing with a Virgo. Also have Pisces here. So, okay. Well, so first of all, the person that you're dealing with is definitely a loner. They're definitely a loner. This person is the type of person that's not afraid of being alone at all. Not afraid of being alone at all. So, but I'm also not seeing anything that indicates a really strong love connection between the two of you. Matter of fact, this person might kind of be a little bit emotionally unavailable, especially if they're a loner. Especially if they're a loner that's been alone for a long time. They may not know how to connect with you on a really, really deep emotional level. But I'm thinking that in your mind, now, this may be true, it may not. I don't know yet. We'll look here in a minute. But in your mind, you immediately jump to the worst case scenario. There must be somebody else involved. Maybe there is, maybe there's not. I don't know yet. We'll see here in a minute. But tension's kind of building a little bit here. I don't think it's too bad here in the beginning, but if things keep on the course that they're on right now and things continue the way that they have been, the tension's going to start getting pretty thick. If for some of you, it already is. For some of you. All right, well, let's look at this person's energy and intentions then. Let's see. Could be a Leo for some of you. Let's see their true feelings, energy, and intentions. Let's see. How do they feel about you? Oh, damn it, that deck said no. How do they see you? How do they feel about you? What are their thoughts, feelings, and opinions, hopes, dreams, and expectations? Let's see. Let's see. Ba-boom. This person's all about their money. They work and they finance. All about it. Their work and finance is probably their number one priority. Yeah, this person's all about their money. They do want long-term stable commitment, but this person, okay, so this is kind of weird. They don't have no time to play a bunch of games with anybody. No, I don't think that they're talking to anybody else, just to let you know. I don't think that they have a DM full of other people. Matter of fact, this person's, like I said, they're a loner. This person is a loner. So sometimes an individual like this can be at that place where it's like, I'm not wasting my time playing games with anyone. And they can kind of isolate themselves to the point to where they don't know how to connect with anyone. That's kind of my fear here, because they do want something long-term, stable, and committed, but they're so sick of playing games. They've probably been alone for a while, or they haven't connected with anybody in a while. They may not really know how to make that connection. Could be a Virgo for some of you. Also have Sagittarius, Taurus, and Libra here. Okay, well, yeah, no, I don't think there's anybody else involved. I really don't. I really do not. So, okay. All right. Well, let's see how it's playing out then for the month of June. What's the outcome for this situation? What is the outcome for this situation? What's the outcome? How's it playing out? Ooh! I didn't expect that. This connection is going to start getting really heavy. Really heavy. Really, really heavy. Hang on. Let me see what else comes through real quick. Hold up. Okay. Yeah, this is going to take a very sharp, unexpected turn. But here's the thing. Here's the weird part about it. This is going to sound kind of paradoxical, but I don't know really any other way to explain it. It's going to take a very sharp, unexpected turn in a different direction. But in hindsight, I don't think you'll really be able to put your finger on exactly when or how it happened. It's just one day you're going to realize, like, okay, let me give you an example. This is just an example. I'm not saying this is how it's going to happen, but say, for example, you and this person have been talking, texting, FaceTiming like every single day, right? And then one day they tell you, hey, I got called into work tomorrow and I'm going to have to work a 14-hour shift. And I am not allowed to have my phone on the floor at all. So I'm probably not going to be able to talk to you all day, right? And then that day is when you realize, oh my fucking God, I miss this person so bad. When did that happen? You know? When did that happen? I have no idea when it happened. I didn't realize that it happened until I went a whole day without talking to him. Does that make sense? Again, that's just an example. I'm not saying, I guess it could happen that way for some of you, but I'm not necessarily saying that that's exactly how it has to play itself out. But yeah, so, okay. This connection is going to start getting real intense. And soon you ain't going to be able to walk away from this, even if you wanted to. Neither are they. All right. What is the advice? What's the advice? What's the advice? Judgment. Okay. So, okay. Hang on. Okay, this is one of these types of situations that is divinely guided. It's divinely guided. It would blow your mind how frequently the things that happen in your life that are the craziest, weirdest, most nerve-wracking situations that may seem like they're totally out of your control. They're not going the way you had planned at all, but it's actually divinely guided. You and this person did not come together by no accident. No, you did not. You did not stumble upon each other by random happenstance. You and this person were brought together for a very, very specific reason. Don't fight against the way things are moving forward. Okay. Oh, and as soon as I said that, the fighting card came out reversed. I love it when that happens. Don't fight against the way things are moving forward. One of the trickiest things to do, and trust me, I'm still working on this to this day. One of the trickiest things to do is learn when to draw the line between putting forth work, energy, and effort towards something and forcing and fighting a battle against the universe. That can be tricky. That can be tricky. But this is one of these types of situations that's going to be very, very strange, very unpredictable. It's going to be very difficult to navigate because you've never found yourself in a situation like this before. And when things kind of seem to be happening that maybe a little bit out of control or unpredictable, relax. It's happening the way it's supposed to happen. You know that 99% of the time, what's happening in your life ain't going to make sense until after it's done. 99% of the time, especially if it's something you have no control of. Whenever something's happening that you have no control of, maybe it's not going the way you had planned, it's going to make sense when it's done. Later on down the line, looking back. And there's a reason why the universe does it that way. Because we would sabotage the path. If the universe let you know why it's doing what it's doing, what it has planned, you would sabotage the path. Yeah, you would. We all would. It's okay. I'm not saying that you're a dum-dum. We're all like that. I'm like that. You're like that. My neighbor's like that. We're all like that. All right. Okay. That was weird advice, wasn't it? Okay. Now we're going to look at the person from the past. Past person. What other details, situations, or scenarios can we tell Gemini about the person from the past? Anything I left out of the main monthly reading about the person from the past? What can we tell Gemini about the person from the past? Ooh, there's still a grudge being held. Still absolutely a grudge being held. Ooh, see, this person is losing a lot more sleep over this situation than they're letting you know. But of course, they don't want you to know that. Of course not. I'm thinking you all are kind of mirroring each other as far as that goes. I'm thinking you all are mirroring each other. So you're losing more sleep than you're letting on. They're losing more sleep than they're letting on. You're waiting to hear from them. They're waiting to hear from you. Y'all are mirroring each other. You're trying to figure this situation out intuitively. You can feel deep down inside that this person has a lot of energy attached to you. But you're wondering if you're just making that up in your head because nothing seems to be happening. Every time you pick your phone up, you expect to hear from them, but you never do. And they feel the exact same way you do. So y'all are mirroring each other. Okay, that's all I can get out of this spread here. Doesn't look like a whole lot's happening, though. I'm not really seeing a lot of action in the month of June. Let's see their feelings at the deepest level. What are their deepest feelings? Their deepest feelings, their true energy and true intentions. Let's see. What are their deepest feelings, energy, and intentions? Told you. See, they're still heartbroken over this. They are absolutely still heartbroken over this. Absolutely. No, they have not gotten over this. But they think that you don't give a shit about them. So they want to mirror that energy back to you. And they haven't moved on from this. No, they haven't. They're contemplating making a return, but they don't want to make a return if it seems like you don't care. So, like I said, they're waiting to hear from you. Have you all been on and off by chance? I always say that when the Three of Wands comes out. I was going to try to steer around it last time, but it came out again. Have you all done this before? I know not all of you have, but I feel like some of you may have. But this person's waiting to hear from you. And honestly, even though I do think they would like to make a return, they're not doing it because it doesn't seem like you care, and they're afraid that you're still mad at them, if anything. So, okay. Could be a Libra for some of you. Let's see. Well, let's get the advice then. What's the advice for this situation? Would it be a good idea for Gemini to reach out to this person? Would that be a good idea? What's the advice? What is the best advice for this situation? Seven of Pentacles. So you really want to think this through. You really want to think this through. For those, now this is where it gets slippery because now the advice is going to very strictly depend on how long ago this happened. Because for some of you, this happened last week. For some of you, this happened last month. For some of you, this happened last year. And this advice is really going to depend on how long ago this happened. For those of you dealing with something that happened fairly recently, that came to an end fairly recently, I think a little bit more time needs to pass. Okay? A little bit more time needs to pass. The energy binding the two of you right now is still too intense. If this happened a week ago or a month ago, the energy between the two of you is still too intense. If you all came together right now, it would end up exploding all over again because the energy is just too intense. It's too intense for you to think straight, and it's too intense for them to think straight. Neither of you would have your heads on straight to be able to come together and work on this right now. A little bit more time needs to pass. So for those of you in which this was a while back, if this was 6 months ago, 8 months ago, a year ago, you really want to sit and think, is this worth taking the time, the effort, and the energy to try to pursue this connection and possibly take the chance on wasting time? I'm not saying that you will. Just ask yourself if it's worth it. I'm not saying that it is or it's not. That's up to you. But if you want communication, it's more than likely going to have to be you that does it. See, whenever you're in a mirroring situation, somebody has to break the cycle. Somebody has to throw a monkey wrench in that mirroring cycle. Somebody has to. And I just got done telling Taurus this. Here's the thing. If you follow me, the majority of you, of course, not all of you, but the majority of you, if you follow me, are on an awakening and an evolutionary path. That's the way I design the message that I put out to the public, is that you're only really going to resonate with my message if you're on an awakening and an evolutionary path. So what that means is if you're listening to this, more than likely you're spiritually awakening and you're evolving. So guess what? That puts a little bit more responsibility on your shoulders. Sometimes when you're the awakened one, you have to be the bigger person. Sometimes when you're the one that's aware of the energies that you're dealing with, you have to be the bigger person. So just think about that though. And if you do decide to pursue this connection and attempt a reconciliation, make 100,000% sure that both of you are willing to work on yourselves. 100,000% sure. So what I would do is I would keep this person at a very safe, healthy arm's distance while you observe very critically, very objectively, whether or not this person has made a true, genuine change in their life. Because anybody can pretend that they've made a change. Oh, and especially anybody can pretend that they've made a change long enough to get what they want, right? But then once they get what they want, then they slip right back into their old ways, right? So keep the person at a very healthy arm's distance and watch them for a considerable extended period of time before you let them all the way in. Shouldn't take too long, but it could take a little considerable amount of time, somewhere in the ballpark of a month and a half to 3 months before you see, oh, okay, you really are making a damn change in your life, aren't you? Okay. Well, as long as both of you are willing to bring a new energy back to the connection, you could reconcile successfully. Absolutely. All right. Well, I feel like those were the messages that my Gemini friends needed to hear. So I am going to go ahead and end this video here. Thank you all once again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget to check down there in the description of this video if you would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading. The link to my website, it'll take you straight to the page where you can go about doing that. It's right down there in the description of this video. And I'm out of here now, y'all. Thanks again for tuning in. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.